Hi and welcome. Today we're going to look at dates and how to deal date with time. Okay. So what I want us to be able to look at is understand how dates operate in Excel, because usually people fail to do calculations of date because they don't understand the background of dates in Excel. I want us to look at this. Uh, Follow me where I am right now. Uh, Go to just trying to zoom in so that we can be able to have a better view. So when I'm dealing with my date, when I want to type in the date, I type it in the format of the date. For instance, February, February, then 18th, then say it's 2019. Okay. So when I type in the format of the date, you see that even the format of the cell changes to that of the date. If you look at this, this is an empty cell, and you see that the format is general. If I come here and type in another date again, say probably June the 1st, 2019, when I press enter, the formatting of the cell changes to that of the date because Excel was able to pick that. Okay, now knowing that, I want you to see something. This date here, it is in the format of the date, but what is being kept behind what you see here as date, behind this, is a number. If I come here and say, let's turn it back to general, you see that there's a number behind it. This number is what is how the date is stored. Okay. Now, for us to be able to understand why this number is there, we want to look at what this number is giving us, the number of days from the first date that Excel uh, has been scheduled. So our first day in Excel falls back to 31st December 1899. Okay, that was the zero date. But now the first date becomes uh, uh, 1st January 1900. Now, how is this working? Here, if I come and enter 1 as the date, you'll see that it changes because this format is in the date format. So it changes to this date. Now, if I look at this here, I type in 1, I press enter. Because it's in the general format, it keeps it that way. If I shift it to the date, short date, it changes. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong cell. If I shift it to the date format, it will change to that. Okay. So what happens if I put 2 there? If I repress it with 2 and it's in the date format, it gives me the second day of 1900. Okay. So this is how dates operate. They are just a number behind, just a number. So if I want to do date calculations, it is easy because they are a number. Let us try to do today's date. For instance, today it is 9/4/2019. If I press enter, then shift this to the general formula, you see this number here is representing our today's date. Because if you count them, 1, 2, 3, all the days from that time to today, this is the number you get. Okay. Let us look at some more practical examples here. I've got 2 dates here. There is this date and that date there. So this is the invoice due date and this is today's date. Okay. So what I want to do is this. I want to calculate how many days have passed between the date, the day the invoice is due, and today's date. So the date was this when it was due, and this is today's date. So what I would do is that I'll just say equals, I get today's date, then I subtract it from the date which it was due on. When I press enter, it returns to me the number of days. So we're doing a calculation in days. Alright. And what is making this possible is that this is being seen as a number and not as a date necessarily. So if I come to date, I change it to general, you see that there the number which is there is that one. And if I change this one, that's the number that you have. So here you see that it is 43,709, and this one is 43,714. If I subtract this from this one, I remain with 5. That's how Excel is operating. Alright, now let us look at another example, because here what we have is today's date. Now let us put ourselves in a situation that we want this to be automatically updating, because when you're using a date of today, tomorrow will be yesterday. So we want today, even tomorrow, to be today. So we want the date to be increasing automatically as the days move on. So our today can be written in a formula to make it easier to operate. So if I come here, I can just say equals, so equals today, then I close brackets, I enter. So now I have my today's date. This is today's date. It's picking from my laptop, okay, and the format is being picked from my laptop. You may not have the same format, but it will still be the same number in the background. So now that I've done this, tomorrow this date will automatically update. So in this case, let's do a calculation of the difference. We'll say it is equals to today's date minus that. So it tells us how many days the invoice has been due. So that was 723. Okay. Let's look at another one. In the case that a loan is issued, okay, and its maturity, we want to find out the date of maturity, and we have been told how many days that will be mature. So for us to be able to do that, we'll just do the addition of this date plus the number of days. Then it will give us the maturity date. Alright, so you can add numbers with dates, with numbers which are in a date format. Okay, let us look at a unique one, which is project on the project side. So for instance, a project is starting on this date and is ending on this date. Alright, now what I want you to see here is, let's do this. I want it to be, for us to see, to have the significance of this. Let us all give it today's date. So what we'll do is that we'll press Control. In order to get today's date, you can press Control colon. When you press Control colon, you get today's date. Control colon gives you today's date. Okay. So what we have here are two dates which are of the same day. So we take it that the project is starting on the 5th and is ending on the 5th. So this project is only lasting for 2 days, for 1 day. Okay. But now, if we ask Excel, how many days is this project lasting? By saying the end date, we get the end date minus the starting date. You find that it's, sorry, not necessarily giving you an error. We got the wrong one. Okay. All right. Okay. Equals, I pick my last date minus my first date. Alright, it's giving us the 0 date, the one on which Excel started on. But the reason why it's giving us this one, because it's retaining 0 in it. So if I change this to general format, you see that what you get there is a 0. Okay? But necessarily it's not that the project lasted for 0 days. It lasted for 1 day. So to compensate for this failure by Excel, what you do when you're calculating dates, you add a 1 to it, especially when you're dealing with projects. Invoice is okay because when when you run an invoice today, it starts the first day will be tomorrow. Okay, but for a project, it starts the same day that you have started. This is what you have here. All right, so you compensate it by adding a 1. All right. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. All right. So in this case, I want to be able to, for instance, if they say that this invoice will be due at the end of the month. So if the invoice is going to be due at the end of the month, and you want to find out which month will it be due, what you do is that you use the formula which is called the e-date. All right. So if I say e-date, I'm talking about that month. Then in how many months will it be due? We're talking about, let's say, 1 month. Then what it will do is that it will give us the end of month, or the next month in which it will be due. All right. So you can use the e-date to be able to do that. Okay.